All right, we're live.
Cool. Should I go ahead and introduce you now?
Yeah, go ahead and let's say
Okay.
hi to everybody.
All
Hello,
right.
everybody.
Hey, everybody. Nice. I wish I could see all of you. So I'm really pleased this evening to introduce you to Kate Buck Jr. Can they see you yet or just me?
It'll go back and forth
Okay.
depending on who's
All right.
talking. So hi, everybody. It's good to be here. How are you this evening?
So many of you will remember the awesome webinar we had last month with my good friend Lisa Wells. And when I was talking more to Lisa about packaging strategies and how this plays out for different niches and markets, Lisa mentioned Kate and thought that she'd be a really good fit for our group at Virtual Assistant Forums, particularly because so many VAs either want to offer social media as a service, or you're already offering social media management, but maybe you're not making as much money as you'd like. So whether you don't even know where to begin or you're already offering the service but want to do it bigger and better, Kate is all about social media. She's known to VIPs and the business inner circle for creating social media marketing strategies for the top internet entrepreneurs and for hundreds of businesses of all sizes since 2009. So as far as I'm concerned, she's the expert. She's the leading trainer of social media managers in the entire world. She has more than 30,000 social media managers that have participated in her programs, in particular at socialmediamanagerpro.com, which I recently shared on the forums with you guys. And I did notice that a few of you have checked that out, and I think somebody signed up recently. So that's very cool. I'm looking forward to hearing some feedback about that program. In addition to the training that she offers and running her own agency, which is called Hey Now Interactive, Kate speaks at top-tier conferences and training events around the country, including right here with us. Kate's with us from Texas. I'm in Oregon, and we're happy to be here with you guys tonight. Kate, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us. I'm super excited to hear what you have to share. I've been doing social media since I think before Twitter even existed, but there's always more to learn, and I'm really, really curious to hear what it is you have to say tonight.
Awesome. Thank you so much for the really generous introduction. And yeah, I'm with you there. It's true. I have been doing social media, and not since before Twitter started, because I think, well, actually, that's not true. I had a job, which you'll hear a little bit about in a few minutes, that ended up being an online job that started in, I think I started in 2006. And around 2008, I got laid off from that job, and I got on Twitter, and it was kind of in its early stages. But before we jump in too much, I still see a bunch of people coming on, which is really, really cool. I'm excited to share with you guys. I have a passion for helping people start their social media manager business or add social media services to what they do. There's a lot of social media gurus out there teaching all of the different platforms, teaching, Instagram, or teaching Twitter, or teaching LinkedIn, whatever it is that they're teaching. But my passion really is in teaching you guys, or helping people get better at the business aspect of running their social media manager business. So just to get an idea of who is on the webinar tonight, I don't know if you guys can see it on your right-hand side of your screen. The cool little app that we're using, Webinars on Air, has a little poll feature, and I asked you guys to tell Tess and I which one of those statements I posted most accurately describes you. So I'm curious for the virtual assistants that are on tonight, if you already offer social media services, or if you're looking to offer social media services, or do you not have a business yet and you're new to this whole thing and just trying to kind of swim your way through it all. If that's the case, let me know that too. If you guys see it in the right-hand side there, just all you have to do is just check it. And if you don't see it, you might be watching us directly on Google, and that's okay. Also, really quickly, oh, I see some answers coming in. Good, so you guys can see it. All right, that's awesome. Oh, we have a couple newbies here that have not started an online business yet. That's really, really cool. And some VAs that do offer social media services, so that's awesome. There is a Q&A feature, so if you guys can hear me, which if you're answering the poll, I'm thinking that you can. If you would just let me know in that question and answer, just like you're asking a question, yes, you can hear me, yes, you can see me, I would super appreciate that before we dig in too far and no one can see me. If you can't see us and hear us, then I recommend that you close out and come back in, because this is Google Hangouts. It's generally pretty reliable, but sometimes it might be your browser settings or something like that. And I see someone asking us if it has started yet, and the answer is yes, but if you can't see us or hear us, you may need to close out and come back in. Yep, okay, good. We have us can see and hear you, which is awesome. Thank you. Okay, that's from Michelle. Hi, Michelle. And Stephanie and Liddy and Samantha. The poll button is on the left side, and you have to click the poll button for it to appear. Awesome. Thank you, Gabriella, for helping me with that. Have been doing social media, but wanting to hone my skills. Awesome. Hi, Carrie and Beverly and Ernest Sanders Jr. I'm Kate Buck Jr. Awesome. Awesome. We're 2 juniors here. Mine's made up, but I think yours probably isn't. I can hear you, but I can't get to the poll. Well, no worries about that. I can hear and see, but not the poll. You know, technology is what it is. You may just need to refresh your browser. Have not started a business yet. Awesome. Hi, Brittany, loud and clear. Hi, Angela. All right, good. And D, are you from Dallas, or your name is D Dallas? All right. So this is the place where you guys can send me questions throughout the webinar. I'll be happy to answer them, but I will be clicking out of the questions section because I'm going to have my presentation to share with you. So just know that when you're asking questions throughout the presentation, I won't actually be able to see them until the end, but I will come back and I'll answer as many as we can depending on time. And yay, Texas, awesome. Nope, we're not doing a live stream or a live chat along with this. You guys can ask me questions, and I love that. So I'm not sure. I did not set it up for this Google Hangout, but I'm going to go ahead and get started because there's so many things coming in. If you guys couldn't answer the poll, don't worry. We have some. You guys are very. I can tell you're good VAs because you're very good at following the instructions here. So we have. Wow, we have about half the people who answered our poll are just starting their VA business and they want to offer social media services. Awesome. And then 1/4 of the people are already offering social media, and about 1/4 of the people have a VA business but not offering social media. So that's awesome. Let's see here. All right. All right, cool. Well, it's already about 8 minutes after, so I do see some of you saying you can poll, you can chat, you cannot, all this. So if you're having problems, again, just X out, come back in, or refresh your browser. If not, no worries, we'll have a replay. It's all good. But most of you say that you can hear me and see me just fine, so we're going to take off and get into the presentation. Is that cool with you, Tess?
Sounds good. I'm looking forward to it.
I'm going to switch over to the presenter mode. Entire screen here. And Tess, will you let me know that you can see my screen?
I sure can. Looks great.
Is it loading right now? And now it's...
Yep.
All right. Well, here's the reason that we are here tonight, because what I am going to help you guys do is fast track your way to 6-figure success as a social media manager, which is what I think we all want, is to cross that magic number of getting to 6 figures. You know, I think our first goal is to replace our full-time income from whatever our corporate job may have been before. And I know for me, that was around 60 grand a year. And I didn't do it my I didn't do it when I very first started, but I did it within my first 18 months and have consistently made 6 figures thereafter as a social media manager. And so, you know, people come back and ask me all the time to share how I did that. And so I have, what I put together tonight is a presentation that's all about the top questions that I get asked from people just like you guys that are watching, about how did I get started? How did I put together my systems and processes? How do I package and price my services? And, you know, so I put together those things into this PowerPoint for you because, in this presentation, because even just one thing that I share may be, and Tess, if you don't mind, actually, I'm going to exit out for just a second.
Sure.
And I'm going to mute you because I have a little bit of an echo.
Oh, okay.
And,
Do you want me to mute?
Nah, I gotcha. No worries. I'll come back and get you in a minute. So these are the questions, the top questions that social media managers and VAs ask me all the time about how to grow their business. And you may be doing some of these things or you may not, but even just one nugget from here about how to repackage your services or how to up your prices or how to find new clients will hopefully be beneficial for you. I think that it will. So let's jump in. So really, I think the thing that I hear most from people is that they'd like to make more money. Yes, we'd all like to make more money. We want to be known as an expert in our industry or in our local area or in a social media marketing world in general, okay, or online marketing space. But we also want time. We want our time back. We want to be able to travel. We want to spend time with our families. You know, we don't want to be a slave to our laptops or to our desks and our computers. And I don't know about you guys, but when I first started my business, I was definitely a slave to my computer, and I was working all kinds of hours trying to build my business. And then lastly, we want to be able to meet cool and interesting people and hang around some of the influencers in the space. And this is like the first time, I think the first time that I met Gary Vee back in 2009. I've met him several times since. He's a super cool guy, and to hang out and learn a little bit from him. And the reason I've been able to do that is because I have built a business that allows me to travel, where I'm known as an expert in my industry, and I make a decent living, and I have the opportunity to surround myself with people that really push me and push me in my business and push me as really just even as a personal in the personal growth way, which is really cool. So you guys, how about we work when we want, where we want? I have worked from all over the world. And here's another big one, with clients that you loved. So many VAs and social media managers, when they start out, I hear taking on clients that either don't pay enough or that are constantly nagging them, or they never produce enough results, or they don't even really like what the client sells. And so, you know, we want to be able to create a business where we actually work with clients that we are passionate about, and so that our jobs are fun. The other benefit is that this truly is an industry where you can earn as much or as little as you'd like, okay? So if you'd like to create a business where you can do these things, I promise you that you can. And I know that maybe it sounds too good to be true, because I thought so too. I really did until, like I started to say at the beginning of the webinar, in case you missed it, back in 2008, I had a day job, a corporate job, excuse me, and I was answering emails for a website, customer support emails, you know, helping people with their logins and such. And I got the dreaded pink slip, and I needed a new job, okay? And everybody kept telling me if I wanted to find a job, I needed to get on Twitter. So I finally did, and I just became someone that just became friends with everybody. I followed everybody. I followed everybody that lived in Austin. I followed everybody that had their own business. I followed people that had a lot of followers. I followed people that were marketing experts. I did not discriminate. I followed everybody. And the other thing I did is I tried to learn everything that I could. So I sat on a lot of free webinars. I read a lot of blog posts. I bought a lot of books. You saw my bookshelf behind me when we first started here. And I tried out all of the new features and services as they were available. For instance, I have a group of social media managers on Facebook that I literally launched the day that groups became available, probably like within the hour that groups became available on Facebook. So it has been around since day one of the oldest groups, still very active on Facebook. So you could guess that because I was doing all of that stuff and posting about it and sharing and just in general trying to be helpful, that people started to ask me for advice about how to use social media for their business. And as you can imagine, a lot of it at the time was technical help, setting things up, how to get their blog to post to their Twitter, or how to set up a Facebook fan page, those kind of things. Which, yes, it was called a fan page back then, and you clicked not the like button, but you clicked the become a fan button back in the day, and I still call it that because it will forever be a fan page as far as I'm concerned. But anyways, what I didn't realize, because I wasn't really trying to start a business, but I was building up my reputation as a social media manager, and completely on accident. Fast forward 6 months from then, and I had so many clients that I hired my sister and my best friend to help me out. And oddly enough, my sister still works for me to this day. She's awesome. I think she's listening to the webinar tonight. Within 18 months is when I began earning $10,000 per month online. And that was more than double what I was making at my previous job. So there was no way that I thought I would ever get there in the corporate world, and nor did I have any desire to stay there. In addition to my day job, I was also teaching dance, because that's what my degree is in. My degree is in dance, and I was teaching dance, but of course my day job was working on the computer. And so when I got laid off, I had quit teaching at that point, and I really needed to make some money. So from there, when I started actually being really successful and I had clients and I was hiring people then started asking me, well, how'd you do that, right? How did you go from unemployed to making a steady $10,000 per month online with just the help of your sister and your best friend? And I became passionate about teaching others how to start their own social media manager business. And that's why you guys are here listening to me today. So since then, and why you should be listening to me maybe, I still have a full-scale social media agency. We are a boutique agency. We only work with a handful of clients at a time, and we charge premium rates to do that. We've consulted with top brands, Fortune 100 company, Fortune 500 company on the roster within the last year, as well as the top people in internet marketing online, companies like Dell Computer, you name it. I have had I've been very fortunate to work with some really high profile clients. And as Tess mentioned, I have had the opportunity to train thousands of social media managers. But closer to the tens of thousands have purchased my popular online trainings. I've spoken at events around the country. I've created best-selling Kindle books. I've hosted offline events, really popular events at social conferences like South by Southwest and Blog World, which is now called New Media Expo, if you guys have heard of those. I've been able to position myself as an expert in the industry, so I have ways of making passive income from things like email marketing and affiliate marketing. So I know that this is probably the place that everyone is wanting to build their business to. And truthfully, you may think that something special about me, but there really isn't. I put this slide up to go, nope, I am really just a selfie-taking, iPhone-toting girl from Texas, and I don't have any special skills or special training in any of this. I just kind of got to work and tried to figure things out, and I'm here to share with you this evening how you can do it too. So really quickly, in case you're thinking there is still something unique about me that makes this training, or makes the ability to have this kind of success unique. Tom Murky is one of my students, and went through my Social Media Manager Pro training, which you'll hear about a little bit later. And in less than 10 months, he was having 5-figure months. So he actually beat me in the 18 months department. He was in 10 months. He was a firefighter, and he wanted to retire early so that he could spend more time with his wife. And he was able to do that with his business partner in about 10 months. And I'm going to share with you a little bit about how they did it, he and his business partner, a little bit further on in the presentation. Zach Collins is a young whippersnapper in his 20s, moved to Austin, Texas, didn't know a single soul, went through the Social Media Manager Pro training, and within 3 months, Zach was making $5,000 a month, again, after having moved to Austin, knowing not a single person. And Sandy Irvin, awesome, fun lady. She is a stay-at-home mom of 6. So kudos to her, first of all, for that. And she wanted to make some extra money while she was at home with the kiddos. And in her first 6 weeks after having implemented some of the systems that you guys are going to hear about tonight, she earned $14,000 within her first 6 weeks. So you guys, and that's with 6 kiddos running around. So it just goes to show you, I really do believe that social media management is it has the lowest barrier of entry if you want to start an online business. Now, who this webinar is for if you're a small business owner and you're wanting to learn how to market your products and services on social media. We'll talk a little bit about you guys, but really that middle bucket there, that professional marketing consultant, those of you that are providing marketing services as a virtual assistant, we're going to discuss how to expand those services, what packages I have that are selling right now. I'm going to give you my 2 best packages and how to price those. And then again, those of you that are wanting to start a new online business, again, I'm going to talk to you about why I think that the best possible online business that you could start would be a business in social media management. So that being said, there are plenty of ways to make money online, right? We all know about network marketing. We know it's just really popular. I see a lot of people getting into that right now. Blogging, affiliate marketing, selling on eBay or Amazon or even Etsy, creating information products like the Social Media Manager Pro product, or providing services like graphic design, web design, search engine optimization. And I bet a few of you on listening to this call actually offer all of those as part of the services that you offer. But truly, again, I'm a big believer in social media management. And the reason why is because I believe that most people are equipped already to offer this as a service, because there are very few things that you really are like must-haves. And the first one is you have to be willing to learn, right? You need to know how to be effective on all the top social media platforms: Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Pinterest, Instagram, and yes, still on Google+, like the Hangout that we're on this evening. Even Periscope and Meerkat just launched with the live streaming, and so no one knows how to use it. Everyone's just experimenting and trying. So if you have a willingness to jump in and learn these new platforms, you can be working with clients to help them better understand it. And again, that's really all it takes, is that willingness to learn. Now, I do recommend that you have an ability to naturally converse with people, and if you speak any language, then you have then you have a natural ability to converse. And bonus points if you actually enjoy being social. And last but not least, and this is for any pursuit, whether it be entrepreneurial or even if you're taking up a new hobby or something, everyone needs to, take action and don't give up. Particularly for those of you that said that you are just looking to start your online business, you may have some apprehension about some of the things I'm going to talk about. But the idea is that everybody has a little bit of fear when they're getting started with anything new. And so you just need to keep in mind, take action and not give up. So basically, you guys, if you know how to use Facebook, and I think everybody listening to this call probably has a Facebook account and knows how to use it, then listen, you've already got a head start as a social media manager. That's really true. So just to recap, tonight we're going to cover the 3 main types of clients that you can specialize in and which one of these clients I think pays the best. I'm going to give you some ideas of where you can find a new social media client in the next 24 hours, whether it's your first one or your next one. I'm going to show you a couple of different packages to sell, and the one for me that I sell the most often, especially to first-time clients, it's kind of the best package to put, has a little bit of everything in it. And I'm going to show you how I create what I call the perfect pitch that closes about 99% of my prospects. And it really is true. Once I get to this phase with a client and I'm actually giving them a proposal, it is very, very rare that we have a client that doesn't decide to work with us. But there's several steps sort of leading up to the perfect pitch, and I'll tell you about those this evening. Now, before we jump into the content, I'm going to be completely transparent with you guys. You know, I do have a business, and so I am here. I will give you a ton of value and a ton of free content, but I will also probably talk to you at the end a little bit about Social Media Manager Pro. So if you want to go deeper into the things that we're going to talk about tonight, about client getting, about pricing, about packaging your services, obviously we only have about an hour together, so I could talk about this for 4 or 5 hours at least, and I do talk about that in Social Media Manager Pro, so I will make that opportunity available at the end. So just completely transparent, full disclosure, right? And I will offer some free bonuses to those of you that stay on until the end and watch through to the training. So now that we have all of that out of the way, are you guys ready to dig in? All right, I am too, so let's do this. A lot of people come to me and ask me if social media management is dead. Did they miss the boat on it? Is the opportunity passed? Are there too many social media managers? And the truth is that social media might be, as a social media management, as a silo, might be sort of fading. But it's only doing that because social media has become such a fabric of every single part of business. That every single person that gets hired by a company need, no matter what department, no matter what their roles and responsibilities, they need to have social media skills. So social media isn't going anywhere, and neither is social media management. If anything, it's growing. I remember reading an article back around the time that I got started that said in 5 years, you know, ... And one of the things was every company will have a social media manager. And I remember people laughing about it back then, 5, 6 years ago. And the truth is now every company does have at least one social media manager on board, and that is not going to change anytime soon. So it is true that social media skills are in high demand. Whether your interest is in community management, as a VA, maybe you offer customer support services, maybe you help with content creation or branding. Maybe you assist customers, your clients, with reputation management, search engine optimization, business development, or media relations, or even in human resources, okay? All of these roles in a company now require some basic social media skills. I'll give you an example. For human resources, I have a client right now. It's actually my Fortune 100 client. I'm not at liberty to say who it is, unfortunately, but I work directly with the Human Resources Department to develop an employee engagement program. We are using social media to directly impact just the employees of the company and keep them engaged, do some fun contests and things like that to increase morale and employee retention in the company. And we're doing that via Instagram, and we're doing that on Facebook and a couple of other platforms. So every single one of these, whether you want to get in touch with the media, or you want to help get more clients for your clients, or any of these services that you may be offering as a VA, they all require you to know and use effective social media strategies. So like I said before, because of that, I do believe that the current supply of social media managers cannot possibly meet the demand from businesses. I mean, for all of those roles, everyone needing the social media services, I don't really think that they can. Now, for small businesses in particular, because social media provides small businesses a way to compete with the big dogs, right? And for small businesses, they really need the help of qualified social media managers. And there's really this one big reason why small businesses need help in the area of social media. And that is this: the yellow pages are dead, and nobody reads newspapers or radios. They don't listen. Nobody reads the radio. I hope nobody reads the radio. Nobody listens to the radio. That's been replaced by apps like Spotify and iTunes. I mean, I know I pay $10 a month to Spotify so that I can listen to all of my music commercial free. okay? So businesses, small businesses have no way left to promote themselves that work other than social media. So that is why they are starting to move their budgets to social media and social media managers like you and me, okay? So this is good news. Now, this is why there is such a demand, and this is why you can get your first client in your first 24 hours for those of you that are just starting. And for those of you who have an existing VA business, whether you're offering social media services or not, I challenge you to implement some of the things we're about to talk about and get your first client in the next 24 hours. Now, these local small businesses are great to start out with. Some you may not have thought of: dry cleaners, dance schools, your daycare, your taekwondo school, right? Restaurants, coffee shops, health practitioners like acupuncture, chiropractor, massage therapists, all kinds of retail stores and boutiques, anything from candle and glass and clothing, you name it. Hair and beauty professionals, of course, they are always looking for new clients. And professional service providers like household services, maid, cleaning services, plumber, electrician, handyman, you name it. All of these local businesses need help with social media. Now, these businesses are likely within a 5-mile radius of where you live, okay? And they are businesses that you frequent periodically, potentially every single day as part of your daily routine. Where do you go to the grocery store? What's the restaurant that your family goes to every Friday night? That dry cleaner that you always stop off at, the daycare that you have a relationship with the owner where you drop off your kids in the morning before you go to work. So you can meet these guys, one, on your daily routine, two, just by driving around in your car and making note of the ones that you see. Three, you can also meet these guys at networking events. So most cities or towns host like a Chamber of Commerce networking event for the city's small business owners, and it is a good idea for you to become involved and attend those networking events. Remember Tom Murky, that was the firefighter that wanted to retire? This is the exact strategy that he used, meeting local businesses at networking events to build his business to 5 figures within 10 months. So it's totally doable. Now, if there isn't local meetups in your area, you may think, well, I can't, you may think that you don't have the opportunity to do that, but it's absolutely not true. You're in luck, because if there aren't any local meetups in your area for small business owners, then the great news is you can be the one to start one, okay? It's the easiest way to become a center of influence in your community. And so if there aren't any local networking events, then I highly recommend that you start one. And as well, you can offer training. So once a week or once a month, you could rent out a little space and provide training for local business owners for an hour or two on how to effectively manage their social media. And the truth is that a lot of times business owners will come because, of course, they want to learn how to do this, but they may still struggle with it, and they will come back to you with questions for help. They may need some consulting, they may need some additional training, or they may ask you to help them run their social media and do that for them, okay? So do not dismiss these types of local businesses. Now, this is, I said earlier that the yellow pages were dead, but here is one use to also find these clients that I'm talking about, these local businesses, is actually using that yellow pages that you probably threw in the recycle bin as soon as it landed on your doorstep. If you flip through it, look for people that are taking out a half-page or larger, a full-page ad in the yellow pages. That means that they are still spending money on advertising in the yellow pages, and those funds could be directed towards online marketing or social media campaigns. So it's a great way to know who has some advertising budget that they could direct towards better prospecting by promoting themselves online. Another way is with Groupon and Living Social coupon deal sites. So any local business that is using a Groupon or Yellow Pages coupons, they are kind of getting, they're actually spending more money than you think, because first of all, They are offering a discount, so they've already cut the price of the product or service that they sell significantly in order to offer a deal to the consumer, but then they have to split the profits, or split the revenue, excuse me, with the deal site, and generally it takes 60 to 90 days for them to get paid on a deal that they've run, yet they've already had people come in and use the certificates. So this is actually a big problem for businesses, and they think that they're going to make a lot of money or get a lot of new customers this way. Oftentimes I've heard of small businesses getting flooded with customers and not being able to actually fulfill on the services. So that money that they've spent, they could very easily redirect into a highly targeted Facebook advertising campaign that they could offer a similar deal or service and not have to split the profits with the coupon deal site, and the funds would be immediately deposited to them. They wouldn't have to wait the 60 or 90 days. So if you search through these coupon or deal sites and you find businesses that are using them, what you want to do is go research their online presence and send them a short, helpful video, or stop by with the coupon and ask to speak to someone that you could talk to about better ways to use the funds that they've got for advertising. This is a really great little tip, you guys. I have several social media managers that this is their main tool for prospecting and reaching out to clients. So you could be doing that, you know, as soon as this webinar is over, and get your first client. Now I have this little strategy, and it's worked for some of my social media managers, but you have to be careful because it can backfire. But I just thought I should share it with you, since it is a way to get in the door sometimes with these businesses, because, you know, they get flooded now with requests to help them with all kinds of things. And that is why I always recommend that you start with businesses that you already have a relationship with, or that you go to networking events and develop relationships with these businesses. But if you don't have one and you are cold calling or cold prospecting, you can position yourself as someone who is going to bring them more business. So you might call and say, you know, hi, my name is Kate, and maybe I'm calling a local bakery, and I say, hi, my name is Kate, and you know, I have a business where I could potentially be bringing you, you know, 5 to 10 new customers a month for some kind of cake, maybe a wedding cake or something. So I need to speak to someone who I could talk to about partnering with you guys and to be my preferred vendor and bring you guys 5 to 10 new customers a month. Who would that be? And oftentimes just that little change in your language will get you directly through to the decision maker instead of having to, you know, get pushed off because they don't think that you're, you know, they think that you're just trying to sell them something. And obviously at the end of the day, I do want you to sell them something. I do want you to sell them those social media services, but we do it in a way, and I'll talk to you about it in just a second, with the perfect pitch where it doesn't feel like they're being sold. You're actually looking to help them and partner with them to grow their business. So that's the little cheese and whisker strategy, and be careful with it. Use it wisely. Please use it. Please use it for good, not evil, for sure. Now, besides local businesses, another great way to get clients is partnering up or subcontracting. If you can find other advertising agencies or marketing firms that offer services like the ones we've talked about, graphic design, web design, search engine optimization, or like advertising agencies that do buy radio time or billboards for their clients, oftentimes their clients do want social media services, but those firms do not want to provide them directly. And so you can do what's called white labeling or subcontracting, and you can agree to be the social media partner for those businesses. And so every time those businesses get new clients, they bring you on either as a representative of their team or as their social media partner. I had this is how I landed some of my very first big clients. I mentioned that I had the opportunity to work with Dell Computers, and the way that I did that was I was going to networking events here in Austin, and I met a guy that was a very well-known social media freelancer, and Dell Computers was one of his clients, and he needed about a dozen Facebook pages set up, and so including those custom tabs with all the HTML back in the day when it was very hard to do. And so I had the opportunity to set those up for them. And so very early on, I had a very big client. This was also a way to gain some on-the-job experience. And because I didn't really know a lot about strategy back then, I was really just a technician doing implementation of tactics. Because I got to partner and kind of mentor under him while I was providing the tactical services, it was really a great way for me to learn, and I was getting paid to learn. Another example of this is there was a search engine optimization, a firm that provides SEO services to big companies like Domino's Pizza and a couple other big names, and we partnered with them to help manage their social media. So we were a representative of their team, and the client didn't really know that there was a difference between us and the search engine optimization firm, the SEO firm that they worked with. However, again, we had the opportunity to have a steady stream of clients, some really big names that we had the opportunity to work with, but they weren't technically our clients, they were clients of another firm. Even you guys amongst yourselves may have some specialties outside of social media that you do WordPress setup really well, or you know a lot about Infusionsoft or whatever services you provide. So even within the virtual assistant community, if you get a lot of clients in one area, you may want to be offering social media services, but you may not actually want to be the one responsible for doing the work. And so I know inside the forums and stuff, you guys, probably ways that you guys can partner up. I find that sometimes people are really good at getting clients, and those people tend to be the ones that it's more difficult to do the work. And then there's some of you that have a harder time getting clients, but you're really diligent about doing the work. And so it's a great way for you guys to partner up in the VA forums to help to support each other in that regard. So partnering up is my second suggestion for clients. And my third is my favorite, and it is absolutely the one that pays the best. I told you I was going to tell you that. And that is the personal brands, okay? So anything from musicians, actors, athletes, TV and news reporters, reality TV stars, real estate professionals in your local area, political candidates, speaker, author, coaches. I've put 3 of my favorites over here. Personal brands lend themselves very well to social media because because social media is all about being a person on social. People don't really want to talk to a business on Facebook or Twitter or whatever. They want to talk to a person. And so when you are a speaker, author, coach, even if you have a business, like I have a business called Social Media Manager Pro, but I still am Kate, I get a lot more traction and interaction on my personal profiles. And if I use YouTube, if I use Instagram, I use my Twitter, my Facebook, I have a Facebook fan page, the list goes on and on and on. So it lends itself to multiple packages, which means these are bigger social media service packages that you can sell. Most of us that are running our business that have become experts online are little mini celebrity personal brands. We don't have time to be on all the channels. We don't have time to make sure that our content gets distributed everywhere. A lot of times we're on planes all the time, speaking everywhere, creating new content, and it's difficult to do what I call the social media chores, which are making sure our friend requests are accepted, or following people back on Twitter, or making sure our blog posts get tweeted a couple of different times periodically, and all of those kind of things, which is great to have a partner with a VA or a social media manager that can support someone with those things. We always laugh that I'm the social media manager, but I need and have a social media manager helping me out as well. So we all know that social media can get a little bit overwhelming, and personal brands are absolutely my favorite. One of the big reasons, and you guys know this as well as I do, that if people, personal brands generally sell digital products, and that makes it easier to track and measure results. that you get from social media with these types of clients, right? Because we have affiliate links and we have Google Analytics tags. And so we can really go, it's much different than a coffee shop where they have a harder time saying, well, how many people came in and bought coffee today because they are a fan of ours on Facebook? It's much more difficult to track that than it is for someone who buys a digital product or opts in on a website. And like I said, because you guys offer a lot of those services, you understand that tracking is so much better and so much easier when somebody has an e-commerce business or sell digital products. So those are the reasons why I really like the speaker, author, coach niche. And sometimes you can even find them as those local businesses. They start out that way. Maybe it's a chiropractor or a massage therapist or somebody like that, but it is a local business that provides a service, but they want to write some ebooks or they want to start doing some videos. A friend of mine is a yoga instructor, and she started a YouTube channel sharing some yoga videos, and she's now gotten some notoriety. One of her videos got 1 million views. So she's kind of become a little mini celebrity in the yoga niche, and she's going on a tour of the United States right now teaching yoga. And so again, that's kind of like a little local business that offers a service that moved to online, started using social media, gained some notoriety, and is now leveraging the internet instead of just being a local business. She is a, I would put her in this personal brand, the speaker, author, coach, which is again, my favorite. The bottom line to getting new clients, period, at the end of the day, is your network is your net worth. People do ask me all the time, do I have to be going out to offline networking events? And technically the answer is no, you don't have to. And of course, in Social Media Manager Pro, I talked to you guys about how to both network online and offline. But I really do encourage you to get out and do the offline networking part, because it helps you bridge what I call the trust gap a little bit sooner, right? So you can bridge that trust gap a little bit sooner, and the faster you can cross the trust or close that gap of trust, the faster someone will agree to become a client with you, because trust is the key to having somebody do business with you. I know we hear all the time, know, like, and trust, and we take that a little bit for granted. But if you're new and you're just getting started, one of the reasons why I recommend that you look to your daily routine or look to the businesses that you already know and interact with is because you already have a bit of a relationship developed with that business owner. So making the leap from, or making the introduction about you helping them with social media to getting them to actually become a client happens a little bit faster, because that relationship development part of it goes by a little bit faster because you've already done the work, okay? I always say right now, it's not about who you know anymore, it's about who knows you, right? Who knows that you are a social media service provider? Who looks at you as a social media expert? You know, when people think about social media, I used to actually have pink hair and all my websites were pink, and you know, it was always pink shirts and pink clothes and pink everything when I was getting started. And that was super important because I wanted people, when they saw the color pink, to think of me, and I wanted them to, when they thought of social media, I wanted them to think of me, and it actually worked for a little while. So here you guys go. Don't get stressed about all this stuff. Don't start freaking out. Don't get overwhelmed, any of that stuff. Just get started. So again, figure out somebody that's already in a circle of influence that you have, that you can help with social media today. Maybe that's friends and family. Maybe your husband's business you can have as your first client, or your wife's business. Maybe, you know, your sister, you can help her with her Etsy business. Or maybe there's an organization, maybe your church or where your kids go to school, or and maybe a nonprofit that you're involved with. These are opportunities for these people to become your first clients, because you already have these relationships, and this will start to give you some traction and give you some practice and give you some experience, so that when you're going out and talking to other new businesses and they say to you, well, what work have you done? You can say, well, great, I worked with this this guy who is who has a landscaping business, and I worked with this breast cancer awareness organization, and I worked with, you know, this early education school or this dance school, right? And again, all of these businesses are likely in that inner circle of influence, that circle of influence that you have already, okay? I've mentioned before your daily interactions, and one of my favorite things is if you are employed right now, you may have the opportunity to turn your current employer into your very first client. Now, whether that's in social media or maybe you do something else, but my friend Sheila was actually in human resources for a very large company out in Los Angeles, California, and she wanted to travel. And in order to, but she really loved what she did, and she kind of wanted to start her own online business. So in the meantime, what she did was she made a proposal to her boss that she moved from being an employee to working part-time as a contractor, doing much of the same thing that she was already doing, but it freed her up to travel, to not have to go into the office every day, and gave her the opportunity to find clients and build her online business. So again, it doesn't really matter if your job right now is in social media or not. If you have the opportunity, you think, to make that pitch to your boss, go ahead and do it so that it frees up your time so that you can work more on your online business and so that you start having that experience of time and freedom that you're looking for. Now, my pro tip to you, again, back to your network equals your net worth, is go in right now and refresh your social media profiles to demonstrate the fact that you are using them now as a social media professional. So add, jobs on LinkedIn, go to LinkedIn, update your picture, update your job description and your current employer to, XYZ social media, whatever you're going to call yourself. Do the same thing on Facebook. Make sure everything looks professional. You have some branding across everything. Set yourself up a little website to display your services if you're not doing that already. One of my admins in my Facebook group, a young woman by the name of Nicole, was interning with me, and I asked her to do a little training in one of my groups for LinkedIn, which required her to go into her LinkedIn profile and change her settings around to add a little video and some media in there and make it really look like she was a social media professional so that she could demonstrate that as part of the training to our social media group. And in doing so, about a week later, she was found in the search results by a social media firm in her area. And they immediately interviewed her and ended up offering her a job for more money than she has ever made in her life. And she was very, very happy to have accepted that position, which we're really excited for her too. But all of that was because she went into her LinkedIn profile and made it look professional, added in the right keywords, added a little, made herself a little website, and had all of her social media profiles look professional. So that's something that you can do within the next 24 hours to have you have your social media start representing who you are now as a social media professional instead of just, Kate's little Twitter profile. Now, once you do that, you can start joining and participating in groups on LinkedIn, Twitter, and Facebook, okay? So you want to join in on every kind of chat that you can, both for learning and for prospecting. Lastly, one way to get clients, I have really found, as silly as it sounds, searching Craigslist just to be an invaluable resource. I search about once or twice a week here, just because I want to make sure that I'm still accurate about this. And usually I find about 3 to 5 postings for social media help part-time just here in Austin. And all you'd really need is 1 or 2 of those clients to have a full-time social media manager business. There are other sites that I've listed here for freelancers, and I bet Tess knows a few more. When I take her off mute here in a little bit, maybe she can share those with us. But honestly, you guys, I have found Craigslist to just be, just be really great about, there's a couple of them on there that I've even thought about picking up as clients, but generally I end up referring the listings to my students. Now, again, I'm going to stress the importance of attending those local meetups. Here are a couple of sites. Meetup and Eventbrite will help you. And again, remember, I mentioned before that there's some that you attend for training. I call those peer meetups. So those are going to be the ones that are like marketing related, social media related, internet marketing, online internet stuff. But then you also want to attend meetups that have nothing to do with learning and growing your skills as a service provider. And those are the ones I mentioned before that are generally offered by your Chamber of Commerce or BNI. This is the place where all of your local entrepreneurs come to meet, and those will be the better places to prospect. Same thing when I say engage in groups, right? Let's say on LinkedIn, you might be in a social media group where you're sharing and engaging and learning from other social media professionals, but you also want to find groups where there are entrepreneurs in there that want to learn or need help with social media, because that's where you'll find your potential clients. Now, definitely offer to speak or contribute content at any event or in any group that you can. And remember, like I said before, if there isn't one in your area, host your own, because it's the fastest way to become known as an expert or as the center of influence. So if you took out a piece of paper right now and wrote down everywhere that you travel on a weekly basis, everybody that you know in your inner circle that has a business that you can help with, I bet you there's at least one person that you can help with social media. So once you've done that and you've identified some clients to potentially work with, or you've started your Groupon searching, now let's talk about what do we sell them, okay? This is a little chart that I use in my business. We have, this is generally the flow. Clients come to me, and generally at the beginning, they just want some help, some understanding. I'm gonna talk about that audit or evaluation. They just want a little one-time service. Sometimes from there, they want a little technical help, maybe setting up their Twitter account or their Facebook fan page, or maybe linking them all up to their blog, something like that. Then a lot of times they want some consulting. They'll want some help, like, we're still gonna do it ourselves, but can you help us a little bit with it? And lastly, if they get super frustrated and they just say, do it for me. And that's where you get the them off up here at the top, okay, this part right here, with service. I'm going to tell you why. Quick one-time services are, like I was talking about, with updating all of your social media graphics. So you might do a branding package, and you don't actually have to do it yourself. You might hire somebody from Elance or Odesk, or pay somebody on Fiverr to help you with this, but you still offer it upfront as a one-time service or package, just to make all of their social media profiles look presentable. We all know all of those graphics are strange sizes and, you know, widths and dimensions, and where does the picture go and all of that. And so a business owner doesn't really have time to figure all that stuff out. So they could buy a social branding package from you as a one-time service. You could set up their Facebook tab and maybe put, one of those custom service. You may just do some consulting or training, or you could offer an evaluation and a roadmap. And this is the #1 package that I sell. I sell this to every single client first. And the way that I do that is when they come to me and they say that they need some help with social media, I let them know, I listen to the problems that they're having, their concerns, how they want to grow their business, what their objectives are. And if I think I can help them, then I say, absolutely, I think I can help you. And all of my clients start out with me, start out in an evaluation and a roadmap. Now, the social media evaluation roadmap, I now charge $2,500 for this package. I used to charge $1,500, and before that, I've even offered it as low as $500. You guys know your clients better than I do, so how much you price it is up to you. But the reason that I like to do this one first is because it is like getting paid to interview your client. It gives you the opportunity to evaluate them. Can you help them? Do you want to work with them? Does it seem like it's going to be fun? Do they send you a million emails right up front? Are they going to be a difficult client? And so it gives you this, I do this roadmap. I do it one time. I provide them with the results. And then from there, they can, I can let them know where to go from there. So once I've reviewed everything that they do online, and again, we go into depth on how to do the evaluation roadmap in our Social Media Manager Pro training. But once I've reviewed everything and I come to them with their roadmap or their strategy, then this is where the part about the perfect pitch comes into play. because it's at this point that I can give them recommendations. It might be to work with us and here's how we can help you, or it might be to work with one of my students, or it might be that they need to train and hire someone on their internal team. And that is why this is, I call this the perfect pitch, because at this point I have identified their problems and I have identified where they want to go, and I've given them an exact step-by-step roadmap of how to get there using social media. And I have done that completely straight, no strings attached. So if I do decide to say, well, in order to implement this strategy effectively, I do recommend that, you know, we work with you and here's my recommendations. Like I said, 99% of the time, the clients will accept my proposal because they've got a clear strategy roadmap in front of them. So they see exactly how we're going to get there. They've paid for that strategy roadmap, and now they see the opportunity to work with us in implementing it. Now, as far as a done-for-you package is concerned, a lot of people ask me what are the components that should go into a done-for-you package. We offer audience growth, so growing the audience, engagement, customer support, content distribution, and network setup and optimization. Sometimes we offer content creation, that's there in the middle there, the third one down, but not always. Okay, so content creation is in our celebrity package, which is our highest package. All the rest of the time, the client, in our small business package and our basic starter package, which actually don't really sell anymore, those clients provide their own content and we do not do the content creation. So an example is the small business package that I mentioned. It's that middle of the road package for me. I have a starter package or a basic social media package, which is $1,500. I've seen VAs, my students offer it as low as $500 a month. And then we have what I call the celebrity package, which is at $5,000 a month and up. And it also includes us managing their Facebook advertising and sometimes doing some content creation, okay? The small business package is our most popular package. We maintain 3 of their social media profiles. Again, they provide the content, but we distribute the content across those profiles. Maybe we're making the little graphics and images to share on Pinterest that link back to their blog posts, we're posting on Facebook, we're tweeting. We do 1 to 2 status updates per day per network. We do the customer service. We also do the engagement on the profiles. So we reply in real time, and we have that little reply button now on Facebook for comments, which is awesome. And we keep alerts out on the networks to see if anybody says anything about them. And I go deeper into reputation management and crisis management in the Social Media Manager Pro training. I don't mean reputation management like search engine optimization, but I do keep Google alerts for them. I do check the networks for mentions of their name, the business owner's name, the business's name, the product names, so that as they're mentioned in social media, we can either follow those people or engage with those people, or if it's something negative, we can deal and respond with it as well. So that's my most popular package, the small business package. Now, the good news for you guys is if you sell this small business package at $2,500 per month, you really only need 2 to 3 clients to make a full-time income. So I bet you're wondering now, you know how to price, you know how to package, and you know how to find new clients. I bet you want to know how to, I would say, upgrade your business from being a social media VA to becoming a full-fledged social media manager. And I think there's 2 ways that you guys can do this, okay? You can go to the School of Hard Knocks like I did and burn up your time trying to learn how to do this and trying to figure it out all on your own. Or you can take a giant shortcut. And I know that most of you are gonna wanna take the shortcut. I don't blame you, I would too. So I went ahead and put together the exact systems that I use in my business so that you can duplicate my success. Now, again, I've mentioned this earlier. I've told you about it a couple of times. It's called Social Media Manager Pro, and I want to tell you about what is included in Social Media Manager Pro. It's a 6-part training. It's very easy to follow. And it's not only taught by me, but there's also a faculty of experts ranging from local business to Instagram to visual marketing to search engine optimization and press releases. You name it, Facebook advertising. I have gathered an array of experts from everything in strategy and tactics, not even just social media, but in online business altogether, to help me teach you guys how to grow your social media manager business. There are 30-minute tutorials that are kind of overarching in each of the modules that I'm just about to tell you what they are. And then smaller little 5 to 10-minute trainings inside each module, as well as handouts, checklists, contracts, templates, on and on and on, everything that you need to get your business going. In module 1, we talk about getting started, mistakes to avoid. You're going to hear from some more of our students that have had success. And we're going to talk more about how to position yourself as a social media manager, what you should do, and how to be in high demand. In module 2, it's all about branding. It's all about setting up your website. It's all about creating your social media profiles to attract your clients to you so that you really don't have to pay for advertising or sell. And then we talk about how to begin connecting with people online and what to say so that you can start getting some of those first clients quickly. In module 3, I'm going to talk to you about the other 2 packages that I sell. I mentioned the small business package, but I talked to you more about the other 2. I'm going to talk to you about stuff that I've tried offering but sucks up too much of my time and I don't make any money on it. I'm going to talk to you about how to bring on partners so that you can sell more but not do any more work. And I'm going to talk to you about my favorite thing, which is that I get paid up front. And I have a lot of new social media managers that don't feel comfortable asking for money before they've done the work. But I promise you, this is crucial to positioning yourself as an expert. This is crucial to being taken seriously. You want to get paid before you do any of the work. And I'll talk to you about how I position myself to be able to do that. In module 4, we're going to talk more about finding clients beyond the local businesses, beyond the personal brands, and beyond the subcontracting works. I'm going to talk to you about getting media attention and becoming known as an expert. My little system for not being obnoxious in your follow-up with new potential clients that you meet, and how to get stopped by people when you're out in public to be asked about what you do, what's your job or what you do. That one's pretty fun. It's my favorite. Of course, we go into actually doing the work. I give you the task lists for daily, weekly, and monthly checklists. We talk about reputation management and crisis management. I talk to you about all the tools and the research and automation stuff that we use over here. And I definitely go into what I think is super important, that perfect pitch, evaluation, audit roadmap. I show you 2 or 3 different ones that I create for clients right there in the training, clients that I have permission to share. And I give you actually some templates that you can use to do your own audit and evaluation. I give you your own proposal contracts as well, and I give you your own client service contracts. A lot of those are here in module 6, which is all the nuts and bolts of managing your business, reports and contracts, service providers, all of that stuff that we have had our legal team build for us. I provide to you as a template in module 6. And so that is the nuts and bolts section. Now there's 2 bonus modules. I said there were 6 parts. There's actually 8. There's 2 bonus modules that we put in afterwards. One is social for local, and my good friend Kurt Molly goes into some pretty good detail here about how he started his social media manager business doing nothing but providing social media services on sites like Yelp and Google Plus pages. Some of the things we did not cover this evening, how to really get his foot in the door with those businesses and keep them coming back month after month so that they stayed on his client roster. We have a guy in our group named David Struther who posted just last month that he finally went back and reviewed this module alone. And that plus a little bit of motivation, he got 3 new clients in the month of in the month of May, just last month, and brought in $8,500 in income. And it was his first 3 clients, his first month finally digging in and trying some of the tactics in the Social Media Manager Pro training. And it was all from just this bonus module right here, $8,500 in revenue that month to him getting 3 new clients. So congratulations, David. The next one is the one that's most near and dear to my heart, and I'll breeze through these, the rest of this pretty quickly because I know now I've kept you on longer than an hour like I promised. But this one is social media management, and I know some of you listening already offer social media services, so you may be looking to grow your business by positioning yourself more as an expert and building sort of this online empire with your personal branding. So if you want to get serious media attention, if you want to create multiple streams of income through email marketing, affiliate marketing, you want to get speaking gigs, and really create that unlimited opportunity where, you know, 6 years from now, you're still in business like I am, then bonus module number 2, beyond social media management, is going to be critical for you to watch. It's step-by-step what I've done to grow my business beyond just doing done-for-you services and get to the place where really, like I said, I just keep a handful of clients, and mostly I just use them to test and stay abreast of what's happening in social media so that I can come back and teach it to you guys, because again, that's really what I'm passionate about. I definitely think this is by far the very best training on social media management in existence. It's taught by myself and a panel of experts I have vetted very carefully, who actually do social media for themselves and for their clients every single day. A couple more of my students that I'd like you to hear from. Karen was bored as a paralegal, and she decided to become a social media manager. She now works part-time, and she's making 2 to 3 times the amount she made as a paralegal. And she's really, really thrilled about that. She's not bored anymore. We also have Carol Lawrence, who was a caretaker for the elderly, and she was burnt out. She was looking, she wrote a children's book, and she was looking for ways to market that book online, and she stumbled into my social media manager training. She's now started her own business. She has 5 full-time clients, and her husband has even been able to quit his job and join her in growing their small business. And so she gets to work with authors, as that was her passion. And she works with a lot of children's authors as well. And I love Carol. She's very active still to this day in our group. Now, Johnny was able to take the Social Media Manager Pro training, and he beat out over 200 people for his current job because of the skills that he learned. So even if you don't want to start a business, maybe you are looking to actually get a full-time job, the Social Media Manager Pro training will help you do that. And since then, Johnny has been able to get promoted in his current position and has moved on to be doing some bigger and better things, but was all thanks to getting his foot in the door with the Social Media Manager Pro training. So that is really just a handful. You've heard from a few of my students. When you get into the pro training, you'll hear from a bunch more. But you know, I bet by now you're like, hurry up, get to it, Kate. How much does this, will my investment in Social Media Manager Pro be? And I don't know what you would expect to pay for this system that took me, you know, from unemployed dance instructor to a steady $10,000 per month online, as well as a bunch of my students that you've heard from. But I did want to make tonight a no-brainer for you, because I know that you're just getting started or that you're trying to get ahead. And so today's price for the Social Media Manager Pro training is just $497 for everything that I mentioned, for the 8 modules that I mentioned, for all of my contracts, all of my templates, all of my proposals, all of my evaluations and audits, all of my packaging and pricing, everything that you see. We have a full resource library there that has answers to just about every question that you can think of. You know, I've been doing this for 6 years now. And so if there was a question about how to do this, I have probably answered it. And I've recorded all of that and put it into the training, as well as all the books that I read and every resource that I come across. I definitely put it in there because, again, I'm passionate about helping you guys. So here's the deal. If you're excited about growing your social media manager business, then what you need to do right now is go to socialmediamanagerpro.com/Tess, T-E-S-S, to grab your copy. Just click the Get Access Now button, and you'll be able to pick up your copy of Social Media Manager Pro right now. Now, hold on really quickly before you go away and do that. I do want to let you guys know that I am including a free bonus, and I'm going to pop off of here for just a second so that I can unmute Tess for you guys and bring her back on here. Oops. Why is it not letting me unmute you? Uh-oh, did you mute yourself? There you are. All right, you did too. All right, we're doing double duty there. So Tess, I know we talked and Facebook advertising is so important right now to VAs and social media managers alike, and I wanted to make sure that that this was covered in the Social Media Manager Pro training. And so what we're doing is we have a I let you know that we're going to offer a separate course.
Right.
It's called our Social Retargeting Pro, and it's everything you need to know to get started with website audience retargeting. It's actually done by my business partner, Jesse Jameson, who has been in online marketing for 15 years. And so we're going to make 10 of these available for folks on the webinar tonight. This is step-by-step retargeting training, and I think it's the best way to get started with Facebook advertising. I know me, I'm more of an organic person. The whole targeting people and bidding on things and all that number stuff was completely foreign to me until Facebook advertising became so important. And so I think retargeting really helped me understand Facebook advertising, and then I could go on to do some advanced Facebook advertising. But we're going to include our 7-step training module that Jesse put together, everything from creating lookalike audiences to understanding your audience insights, managing retargeting for multiple websites so you can do it for yourself and all of your clients, and then really getting into Facebook advertising targeting strategies with ads. We normally sell this course for $98, but Tess was really sweet, and I liked I liked her a lot. And also, you guys, I really just believe, and I'm sure Tess, you feel the same way, that Facebook advertising is so important right now to understand as a VA.
Absolutely. I get, actually, every client I have who I run social media for asks me to do Facebook advertising, and I'm learning on the fly. So I might actually be one of the 10. I need that.
That's absolutely awesome. Yeah, I actually learned retargeting as Jesse was creating this course. So for the first 10 of you that purchase the Social Media Manager Pro training, I'm going to include the Retargeting Pro for you for free. All you have to do is send me an email. You have to sneak it to me directly, Kate@Social Media Manager Pro, and then I'll add it to your back office. The cool thing with our system is that all of the training is in one place, so you won't be logging into 2 separate courses. When you log into your Social Media Manager Pro, you'll be able to go to our Pro shop and access the Social Retargeting Pro as well. So for the first 10 of you that shoot me the receipt from your Social Media Manager Pro purchase tonight, I'm going to not tell Jesse. He calls me the free fairy, and I should stop giving stuff away for free. But I'm going to give you the Retargeting Pro, which is normally $98. So if you're still sitting on the fence, I can't imagine why you would be, but another opportunity for you guys to take advantage of is our Social Media Manager Connect community. We have a private Facebook group for our Connect members. We do an extra monthly training on a topic that is not included in the Social Media Manager Pro. And we have at least 1, sometimes 2, Q&A hangouts just like this one, where we interact with our Connect members and answer any question that they have, whether it's regarding their business or if they need help with strategy for a client or crafting a proposal. I mean, just whatever question you have about your social media manager business. And so tonight we're going to offer you guys 1 month free trial. So that means you'd have time within the next 30 days to go through the Social Media Manager Pro training, start setting things up for yourself, maybe start implementing for some of your clients if you have some. And then the coolest part is that if you have questions, you can pop into the Facebook group, or you can hop into the on the Q&A call, and I'll literally sit on, I think my last one was about 2.5 hours, And I'll answer questions. We'll screen share like this. I'll pull up your website. We'll dissect whatever you guys need, because I really am committed in the first 30 days of you being in the training that you really have success. And if you have any questions, I want to be able to answer them for you. So tonight, in addition to the Social Retargeting Pro, you'll also be able to take advantage of the 1-month free trial of the Social Media Manager Connect community. And I highly recommend that you guys take advantage of that, because as you can hear, I love to talk. I love to answer your questions. So I literally will just go on and on until you guys don't have questions for me anymore. Again, all of that is just one payment of $497. And in case you forgot our URL, it is socialmediamanagerpro.com/Tess, because she is the lovely lady that invited you here this evening, and I want her to get credit for that. Of course, I have a 30-day money-back guarantee, so I want to let you guys know that in case you're worried. I will give you your money back within 30 days. I do think that anybody who actually puts a genuine effort into using my system will make at least 3 times their investment. So I believe in 30 days you can get at least $1,500. That's one client. I know in 30 days that you can get one client, but if you don't, I won't hurt my feelings. You can just ask for your money back. People hardly ever take me up on this, but if you do, I promise I will give you your money back, no questions asked. And again, I know some of you guys are starting out or trying to get ahead, and that $497 might be a little bit of a stretch. And if it is, I totally understand. There's a little button underneath the Get Access that says Kate and Tess. I'd like the option to make 3 payments. So they're 30 days apart. You'll just have to pay $197 tonight. And then you'll have 2 more payments of $197. I'm gonna have to be a little stingy on this one and not offer the retargeting bonus to somebody who takes the $197, but I promise that the Social Media Manager Pro system, you will easily get your first client within 30 days, if not within 30 hours. So I have no doubt that if you need to take advantage of the $197, that you will also have access to the entire resources section, to the Q&A section. You can still take the Social Media Manager Connect free trial. You'll get all 8 modules, including the 2 bonus modules. We'll just spread out the payments for you over 3 payments of $197. So with that, Tess, we can, here's the URL one more time in case you guys forgot it. And I think we can answer some questions. I don't know if you have any to start with. And I'm going to hop out of here. If you have any questions for me, I'll take those.
I know my market pretty well. We have lots of moms. Lots of us I'm a single mom. Many moms are running families. Some of them are still working outside the home while they're building their business. It's awesome that your program is access on demand, so I can go in on my own time. Is there like an average that you've seen for how long it takes people? You're saying 30 days, you'll guarantee the $1,500 income. Mm-hmm. Do some people just go in and flash right through it and get set up? If you're running a family and still working outside the home and driving your kids to school and making dinner, mm-hmm. realistically, like how long would it take me to get in there and get what I need and get things moving?
Yeah, I think it depends if you have any pieces of your VA business set up. It's so funny. Did you guys see the little ceiling fan going? I feel like I have one of those helicopter hats on, so I'm gonna put it down like this so maybe can't see it as much. But yeah, if you have some pieces of your VA business, look, here's the deal. I didn't have a website when I got started. I didn't have any branding. I didn't have any of the stuff, right, that we all think we need to have. And of course, I do teach you guys how to do all that stuff because it is important, but I didn't even register my domain until I was, 6 months in. So I understand, I understand that we think we need to have all these things before we can get started. But the truth is I can hang up with you guys right now. I can walk outside, go over to that little food truck that's 2 corners over, and I can talk to them about social media, and I can close that business. The thing I find that stops us, and I understand the idea of time, I always kind of refer back to Miss Sandy Irvin there, right? With stay-at-home mom of 6. So we understand that she's really busy and has her handful. I really think it's a matter of making the time. I know that you might be up watching some of the trainings at midnight, or on the weekends when you can sneak away, or maybe, get a sitter for a couple of hours so that you can do it, whatever you need to do. But really my hungriest social media managers are the ones that consume quickly and get out and take action. So even if you just watch a few snippets, right? And some of you may already have websites set up because you've already kind of started, great, then you are that much further along. Some of you, if you're already selling this stuff and already doing it, you're just going to go to the packages module, or you're just going to go to the services module, and you're going to pull out one, two, maybe, couple of nuggets to just kind of change up what you're doing, right? And so those are things that are immediately implementable. But if you're getting started, I think you just need to, block off, schedule out some time to watch the training videos. But truthfully, you could probably just watch the module on packages and pricing and what you need to know to say to a client. Watch maybe that module, the bonus module on getting local businesses, because it's super effective. And just literally go out and get your first client. Just walk across the street, talk to the guy at your little taco stand.
That's such a good answer. I love that. You're like, I can hang it right now and go get a client.
I'll do it. Like, to do it live while we're on the webinar.
Next time. That would be awesome. We should totally do that.
We should. I'm clicking through to see if we have some questions here in the chat. If you think of some more, let me know.
Okay.
Let's see. Gabriella's asking, I'm not sure I understand the plan. If you take the plan option, do you not get access everything until all 3 payments are made? No, that's not true. If you take the $197, if you need to make the 3 payments, you will get access to everything right away. You'll just be billed $197 again in 30 days, and $197 again 30 days after that. But during that whole time, you will have access to everything. The one thing I said that was different is the retargeting pro training, that $100 bonus training. That's the one thing that I won't be able to offer if you take the 3 payments. But everything else that I mentioned is 100% available to you immediately when you purchase.
Does that include the Social Media Manager Connect community?
Yes, you can take advantage of the 30 days. So the question here was, what is the advantage of doing the full payment today versus the plan? First one is you save $100. Yeah, exactly. And the second one is that you get the retargeting training, which is Social Retargeting Pro, which was $98. So you save about $200 if you do the full payment tonight. That's the advantage there. Nice. Somebody's asking if I can repeat the link. It is socialmediamanagerpro.com/Tess, TESS. And actually, you should see it. You should be able to see it there, some of you, in your side panel. If you, I popped a little link there for you, but I'll reply here as well. socialmediamanagerpro.com/TESS. And I will reply publicly so everybody can see that.
Thanks, Kate. While you're doing that, you were talking about how you've worked from all over the world, and I've done the same as a virtual assistant. I'm leaving for Malaysia in 4 days, which will be awesome. And I just wanted to say that, there's a couple levels of doing something like this. The first is getting started, and that excitement of like getting those first few clients and seeing that you really can make a viable income and do something with your time other than work for someone else. And then the next level is when you start to gain more freedom and you get those systems under your belt and you start to really know what you're doing, and you gain that confidence where you feel like, you know what, I can take 2 weeks and go travel and maybe take my business with me. And there's so much freedom to be had. And for me, that's the driving force. Other than, obviously being with my daughter and, not having to put her in aftercare and that kind of thing, just the freedom of being able to pick up and go somewhere. Malaysia and Seoul. Just like, okay, we're gonna go.
That
and
is
I can take my
awesome.
work with me. Yeah, it is awesome.
It is, and I travel a lot too. And when you talk about time, I have a social media manager that sent me a testimonial once, or sent me a little note once, and she said, I'm not really making a ton of money, right? Because I didn't go out and get a bajillion clients. That's why I always say you can get as much or as little as you'd like. She said, but it did provide me the opportunity to be home with my elderly mom.
Wow.
When she was in the last, few years of her life. And like, it's like, that's not, that you can't, but that's priceless. You really can't put a price on that. So she was really grateful that she had the opportunity to have a few clients, work from home, but spend some time with her family.
Yeah.
And I think that is something for a lot of us, to be able to spend more time with our families.
Absolutely. It's a huge driving force. There's always those lists of like the top 10 things people say on their deathbed, or the advice that they give. And one of them is always, nobody ever wishes they had worked more. And you have to work hard to get started, but it's true that once you get that foundation in place, you really can carry it with you into a completely different lifestyle. I can't say enough about how much something like this is going to change the way you live. And it might feel like a big investment, but it's temporary. It really is, because once you know what you're doing, it all falls into place. So I'm excited to hear. I already know a few people from the forums who've signed up even before the webinar.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to the feedback on the forums, because it was the first time I'd heard of it. So we'll be talking about it a lot.
Over there, huh? Well, you have to keep me posted. Actually, I signed up today. I'm waiting to get approved.
Oh, fun. Okay,
I'll come over and chat with you guys over there. I just want to answer a couple more questions, if you don't mind. People are asking, how responsive are the local mom and pop stores in your community, the pricing of 1K or more? I will tell you that it really depends on what you're offering them, and that's why I love Kurt's module, because the truth is that I started my business and I have my systems and processes, and I actually really didn't have a lot of local clients. It's not something that I had to do. I really somehow just got into this niche of speaker, author, coach, and became known there. But Kurt offers, it's really popular there, really a pain point for them are online reviews, okay? Search engine optimization and online reviews, Yelp, Google+, where people can go on and rate them, Facebook. And so what Kurt does is he'll show you how 1K or more will be a quick and easy sell to local businesses, because managing those reviews, or making sure that the good reviews are, I can't even tell you, which is why I bring in experts, right? It's why we have a panel of experts. But I promise you that Kurt goes into detail about it. And I mentioned David Struther, who's in my Facebook group. That's all he does now is this local directories, online reviews, sets up their Facebook pages, helps them with Facebook advertising, and we talk about that in Module 7. So I think if you know your client's pain point, online reviews are a huge pain point for local businesses. 1K a month is I think that's what it costs to run one of those full page ads in the newspaper. So if you could be running that advertising and managing your online reputation for the same price, it's a deal. It's a steal for those local businesses. Oh, this is a nice comment. I've been to such cheesy buy now presentations that it was just silly. I actually wanted to say thank you. This has not been cheesy, and I really appreciated your advice, your confidence, your openness, and your strong sharing. Thank you. Thank you, Stephanie. That is, God, that's really sweet. Thank you. Oh, that means a lot to me. I had to screenshot that really quick. I love it. I love that one. So somebody else, I'm on the fence. I'm not on the fence, but I don't have the $497. How long will this be offered? For a while. Well, remember, you could take advantage of the payment plan, the 3 payments that we offered. But also, just so you guys know, if you go over to /Tess, there is a little countdown timer on there. I will take the bonuses away. So the Retargeting Pro is going to magically disappear when the countdown timer does. And I believe that's Friday night. So I give you guys about 3 days to check out the offer and make a decision, because I'm I'm so generous that way. No, I'm kidding. But the Social Media Manager Pro training is always available. And Tess, you're going to keep a link up in the forum.
Yeah.
So if you can't do it tonight for some reason, you want to come back at another time. I'm not going anywhere. I've been offering this training since 2009. I'm not going to stop anytime soon. But we want you to have those bonuses because the retargeting thing is what I want you to have. So if you can make it happen, I highly recommend it.
There's one little thing I'd love to add that a lot of us forget, especially people who are new coming into working for themselves. Training like this is a tax write-off at the end of the year. So if you can make it happen now and work it into your taxes at the end of the year, it is a write-off. It's business training. And so there is that as well. It's an added value, I guess. I love keeping track of my tax write-offs. And so
my favorite is the travel. My favorite is the travel expenses. Like, yep, I was doing this. I said Twitter while I was on vacation. I hope somebody's not listening to this. I just want to answer a couple more questions. How many sites do you cover? We cover all the main 7 platforms that I mentioned: Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Pinterest, Instagram, Google+, and we do cover WordPress as well, just as it relates to your social media manager business. And then in Connect and in some of our extended trainings, we do go into other services and other platforms, but those are the main ones that we mentioned. Is there a community resource as well? Yes, I mentioned there is the Social Media Manager Connect community. I've talked about those plans. Local mom and pops. Kate, let Tess know that Candy is in Malaysia and she wants she's there and she wants to meet you while you're there.
That's awesome.
So should I brand myself as a VA specializing in social media management? Okay, here's my answer about that. I was recently laid off. I wanted to start a virtual assistant business, and now I'm considering I should brand myself as social media. Tess, I'd love to hear your answer on this. I think 2 things. One is if you've got experience or background in something else like accounting or customer support or something else that you're offering as a VA, always your background and your experience, what you have experience in, is going to get you a leg up into what you're doing. And so then if you wanted to add social media management to that, definitely a great idea. If you don't want to offer, maybe you just, if you really want to just focus on social media, and that's actually what I did when I got started. I did have some clients doing some internet research and doing customer support, doing a bunch of other things, and I finally realized that social media was where I wanted to be, so I niched down. So if you're just getting started, if you think you would enjoy a lot of different tasks as a as a virtual assistant, then you may want to offer those. But if you just really think you would enjoy social media, then I think out the gate, and I don't know what you guys are seeing, but I find that social media specialization is a really fast way to get new clients versus, and also easiest to learn versus a lot of the other VA services that are somewhat technical. But that's just me. That's my opinion. What's yours on that, Tess?
Yeah, I have to agree with you. I mean, I think start from what you love and what you're good at first, just so you have a good foundation for your business. If you don't have any experience with social, then use that to get started. I cannot tell you how many incarnations I have lived through in the 8 years or 9 years I've been in business. I went from just being sort of a generalist to doing web development and design, and I did SEO for a while. And I mean, I've done social, I've done everything, and it's all about what feels fun and is fresh at the time for me. And through all that time, I've kind of held on to the core elements that are best for me and my clients. So, but part of getting started was kind of holding on to my core skills. So I think if you're coming in like Kate was saying, a real estate background or a marketing background, hold on to those, use it to get your VA business established. And by all means, add social, because if you can be a one-stop shop for your clients and come to them in 6 months when you're done with Kate's training, or in 2 months, or however fast you are getting through it, and say, hey, I've been working my butt off to learn the latest and greatest in social for you. Here's a new package I have to offer. All the better. You're going to retain your clients longer. It's like job security, and you'll bring fresh new clients in as you introduce those new services. So yeah, by all means, I mean, there are no boundaries. As far as I'm concerned, there's no more rules in business. You can be fluid and flexible and do what you love. So if you're into social media, then go for it.
Yes. I think we're kind of on the same page there. I want to put up one more time just the URL, because I see a couple people asking me in the comments for it. So it was Social Media Manager Pro / Tess. And actually a few people came through and said that they had already signed up. So congratulations.
Nice.
If you did. Make sure that you send me your receipt so I can get you the Retargeting Pro bonus, because I want to do that tonight before Jesse notices. That's my business partner. He's in the other room. Hopefully he's not listening. But you know, I have kept you guys on for almost 2 hours now, and Tess, you as well. But I have just had a blast presenting tonight and hanging out with you. I wish we lived a little bit closer.
Well, we're in Texas a couple times a year, so maybe we'll have the chance to meet up.
Awesome. And you know, I can use a business trip to Portland, so anytime.
Do it.
Anytime.
Yeah, come hang out. Yeah. In the meantime, I'll approve your account on the forums, and you can come chat with us.
Okay, good. All right, and I'll jump in, and maybe we'll do a I don't know what, I'm sure it sounds like you guys have a chat there every once in a while, or a thread or something. Make sure to invite me to it, and I'll hop on and chat with everybody if there's more questions. Sounds good. Whatever I can do. So
awesome. Thanks, Kate. It was fun talking to you.
It was fun hanging out with you. All right. Thanks everybody for being on. Thanks for all the great questions. And we'll see you guys on another training. I'll come back sometime. So
cool.